All right, cool. So I'm back, and we've been introduced to the piano roll. You learn how to make a melody, how to experiment, and how to play around. If you have trouble with your chords and scales, you can always just Google that and find a sheet that gives you those answers, major chords, major scales, minor chords, minor scales, and so forth. And you can use that to advance your music understanding, or you can also just go back and look at our video that says Music Theory 101, and you will also get a good idea of how to lay out your notes, or at least where to start. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a VST or virtual synth instrument. Since we did an audio sample before, which was a piano, now I'm going to show you how to use your instrument plugins. Now, let's, for example, take the Watson, bring it in, add a new pattern like we have been doing for every instrument. Make sure it's 2 bars like everything else. Go here and name it. I already know I want it to be, let's say, a bass line. Let's go ahead and name it. Watson bass. Okay. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay, but you get the idea. Okay, so cool. Now I'm back. I'm going to right click on the first dot of the Watson, open my piano roll, but before I use that, I'm going to go here and select the sound that I want. So let's hear what I have to start with. Whoa, sorry, that was loud. Let's lower that down. Okay, I'm going to left click on the actual instrument and I'm going to push some keys around here. So just a little while ago, I think I did like C5. Let's hear that again. C4, C3, and C2. Yes. Now, I've been in here before, and I'm sure that I've used the instrument that I like. So it probably is still set to that instrument, and I'll show you how to access that. But first things first, what you should know is the mix level, how much of this effect that you're adding or these effects that you're adding will be put into the actual original sound. You can minimize the effect or you can go full blast and let it kind of take over the sound. This box has a lot of great settings, like I was telling you about the audio processing, but we're not going to go over that in this video. We're going to go over how to find the sounds as well as how to lay out maybe another instrument or a bass line or something of that type. So here at the question mark, I'm going to click on that and it's going to open all these different sounds that I can use. Let's go through a couple of them just to see what we have. Mm, Here, open. Okay. Um, Sign decay. Okay, let's try that. Okay, notice I'm on the lower half because we said the lower the number, the lower the sound, the higher the number, the higher the sound, right? So I'm still looking for something that I like. Let's see. Let's hear what impulses. Open. I like that. Okay, so you have the idea. You can go through these sounds and find something you like. I like sin saw or sine saw, and we're going to, okay, I'm going to use C2. So I'm going to come down here to my piano roll, scroll down, and I'm going to find C2. Now it's a little low intentionally because I want to continue to blow out your eardrums. Now, I can use any note in the scale to add this bass line, but I'm going to go ahead and start at C2 and show you a cool basic way to build up a song and to add, some little flavor. So first things first, I'm going to go to my Watson bass and I'm going to left click and it's going to give me a 2 bar pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 bars. Okay. So now that we got that, let me see. If I just draw in a quarter note and quarter note, let me see. Hmm. I'm literally just going up the scale. But I'm staying on all the notes that I know work in the C scale. Um, see what we have. Okay, let's try it with the music. Okay, let's draw that out so we could hear it more often. Or I can also just shorten it, shorten the loop, but this is great. Okay, so I'm going to lower that down because it's a big, heavy sound. It can take over the whole beat. But I kind of just wanted to underlie a little tone more than take over the whole beat. If I wanted it to, I would probably turn it up a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you can walk up a little scale like that, and that's cool. But you can also just do what we did in the previous video and start them all in the same place. Let's listen. And now you have the bass hitting on every kick drum. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, a bar is 4 beats, so 8 counts or 8 beats is 2 bars, and that's why I'm counting to 8. Typically, musicians will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see something really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It starts the next section. Okay, so I kind of know where I am. I'm going to take this and do what we did with the piano. I'm going to make some arrangements based on what I already know about music. Now, I'm just playing around in the scale, but I'm playing around with a little bit of knowledge of what I know works together. Okay, so let's hear. Let's hear the first 4 sound like. Okay. Boom. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's hear that. Okay, so that's great. But let's say I wanted to use that and another style of bass line or another pattern. I'm going to cut a couple of these off. Probably the wrong ones I'm cutting. It's okay. I'll move them here. Let's do this actually. And then I'm going to create a new pattern. here. Two bars. I have two bars, but I want to use one of the same instruments. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put Watson bass 2. Now, I'm still going to use the same instrument that I used before. I'm just going to put it on another pattern so I have the flexibility that I want. Now, I'm on the old Watson pattern, okay? So I want to close that and I open a new Watson because it's on a different pattern, okay? So you don't see the colors that I put in here before, okay? Because I'm going to give it something brand new now. I could just go, mm, let's do this. Whole notes. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. Oh, that's too much. Maybe I'll go half notes. Okay, so let's go back. And this is probably the way that I would do a walk up. Let's hear it. Oops, I didn't populate it. Okay, so let me let you hear it by itself. Okay, so that's what's going on now. Listen. Okay, now I'd like for you to pay attention to how it fluctuates between the two patterns that I created. Watson bass and Watson bass 2. I'm going to put another one here and another one here. Listen to what we have. Start again. Okay, so you hear how I created a quick variation by using the same instrument but on separate tracks. However, if I didn't create a separate pattern and I put my variation on the same track, I'd still be able to draw it in and have it sound different. But if I wanted to go back to the original, I could only copy and paste. I couldn't modify it again, right? Which is cool in some instances, but for flexibility and the way you're going to be doing it in other programs when you graduate from this program, um, it's better that you know it and understand it that way. So I hope that was helpful and useful, just to give you ideas of how to navigate the program, how to modify things, how to spruce things up, and get you on your way to making beats and music and hits. All right.